Yes, Trump, King Salman and the Egyptian president holding a glowing globe at the opening of a new centre for combating extremist ideology. But many people saw a more sinister side to the image, thinking it was a satanic ritual. The official Church of Satan was quick to dispute this. For clarification, this is not a satanic ritual. Leading to this headline, Church of Satan distances itself from Donald Trump's evil.
I wonder if he runs their Twitter feed, the Church of Satan.
I think it's Satan. I think if it has an S on the end, it's Satan himself.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's staff members.
I had a look at their website this afternoon.
Of course you did.
A lot of it makes a lot of sense.
Go on.
Well, it just talks about... I know, I'm not going to start defending
No,
the Church
please.
of Satan. Trump continued with a trip to the Vatican. There was a lot of focus on pictures of the Pope looking miserable with Trump. Although the reason for the Pope's glum expression there was perhaps explained by this footage.
There's nothing nastier than the pinky, just the...
Yeah.
Oh.
Is that fake news? That's fake news.
That's fake news, yeah. That hand is way too big to be
You never
Trump's.
know.
But even Snopes, the debunking website, felt compelled to look into that and prove that
Trump
it was fake.
actually patted the Pope on the arse. That's what they didn't get.
In the echo chamber, all the fake news stories from history are rattling around for eternity. An image representing a bit of fake news will emerge from its murky depths. I want you to buzz in and tell me what it isn't. Richard.
An unbalanced game of ice hockey.
Yes.
It's not the bit at Glastonbury when Coldplay say, "And now for something off the new album."
It's definitely not that. Yes, John.
You just looked at me with such disappointment that you didn't even know I was here 5 minutes ago. And now you just want me to chip in all willy-nilly. It's not my birthday party.
Oh.
It's actually quite a good turnout for a birthday party, to be fair.
Well, it's definitely not white bits of things for people to stand on. Those are people, but they've just got their hoods up.
Let's hear what Donald Trump's press secretary, Sean Spicer, describes it as.
This was the largest audience to ever witness an inauguration, period.
I mean...
Well, let's have a look at the comparison with the Obama inauguration, and you can see it is different.
I feel badly for Sean Spicer, because, like, he's gone out to speak to the world, and his boss has just told him, oh, and remember, up is down, and dinosaurs were buried in the mountains by God. Go. And he's just like, I'm in an inauguration period. I remember my inauguration period. I was 14.
Who in particular is Donald Trump accused of being fake news?
CNN is his bête noire.
Yes, at his only press conference as president-elect, Trump refused to answer a question from a CNN reporter. Let's have a look.
Mr. President-elect, can you give us a question?
Don't be
You're
rude.
attacking us. Can you give us a question?
Don't be rude.
Can you
No,
give
I'm
us
not
a
gonna give you
question?
I'm not going to give you a question.
Can you stay categorically?
You are fake news.
It's not long before he's going to go, la, 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 I can't hear you.
What have they done, CNN? Why is he so annoyed with them?
Because they report the things he says.
Yeah, and they've done it on screen. For example, Trump calls Obama founder of ISIS, brackets, he's not. Trump, I never said Japan should have nukes, brackets, he did. Now, those are real. We haven't made those up. What new phrase did Trump's advisor Kellyanne Conway introduce into the debate? Oh, good use of the buzzer.
Sorry, I just got a text.
No.
Alternate facts.
Yes.
Alternate facts.
Alternative, actually. I think.
Alternative, sorry.
Yeah. What other alternative facts has Kellyanne Conway been putting forward?
The Bowling Green massacre.
Yes. And what's wrong with the Bowling Green massacre?
Well, there's a lot of people saying it didn't happen, but it did.
Now, one reason fake news has taken hold is because the truth is often stranger than fiction. I've been wading in the mainstream of media to dig out some of the weirdest true stories, and I've been having a go at making up some of my own. And I want you to buzz in and say whether these are real headlines or ones I've made up. Here we go. Otters the size of wolves once roamed the planet. Yes.
True. I like to think it's true, because otters are quite cute. If you made them bigger, they'd be even cuter, I think.
It's true, correct. Royal family fined for not hitting diversity targets.
I think it's false, but it's rather
false.
lovely.
Study about butter, funded by Butter Industry, finds that butter is bad for you.
True.
It's true, correct.
I can't believe it's not butter. That's where all fake news started.
Yeah.
Putin was behind that.
Moth with blonde hair and small genitalia named after Trump.
I saw that story this week.
It's true, yes. No respect, Jeremy Corbyn signs official documents in jam.
True.
No! He wouldn't sign documents in jam.
He
He
would.
was in a traffic jam.
Oh.
They don't give him documents to sign.
David Cameron says he names birds after Boris Johnson before shooting them.
False.
It's not, he does.
I love your outrage when we get it wrong. When how on earth would we know?
Man caught trying to sell his infant son for £9,000 so he could buy his wife a car.
That was me.
Well, it might well have been, because it's true. That's
Yeah.
a true story. Yes, a man really was caught trying to sell his son for £9,000 so he could buy his wife a car.
No.
The baby was 5 months old.
My baby is officially 5 months old this week. Could you tell me, did he get I don't know, did he get the £9,000?
I'll offer you 8 for yours, with that.
Oh, interesting. I need to look on Auto Trader to see what I could get.
So, let's take a look at the final scores. Richard and Alt-Rich are last with 1,200,000 clicks, but Catherine and John are the winners with 1,750,000 clicks. So, it's bad luck to our losers. We are now going to be releasing some compromat material on both of you. Richard, I'm afraid we've got some devastating images of you and some Russian girls in a hotel room having a great time with the pointless board game. Alt-Rich, I'm afraid now the whole world will know that you are into water sports.
You.
So it's thanks to our brilliant panellists, Catherine Ryan, John Richardson, Richard Osman and Richard Iowadi. At a time when it's hard to know what's real news and what's fake, you can always rely on rigorous scrutiny from the great British public in the form of online comments. I'm going to read out some reactions to a story I found online, and our teams need to buzz in when they think they know what that story is. Fingers on buzzers, teams. Here's the first pearl of wisdom. What story are they talking about? In 2 weeks, no one will care.
I think it's absolutely anything. If anything you do in life, you just say that.
Yeah.
And you get away with absolutely anything. Any story as well, everything.
It's the
2 weeks.
Modern philosophers, this too shall pass.
You could put it in greetings cards, couldn't you? Congratulations on your new baby boy. In 2 weeks, no one will care.
Let's have a look at another comment. If it's true that God collects our tears in a bottle, then there must be a warehouse in heaven stocked full of liberal tears. I didn't know it's true that God collected our tears in a bottle.
It's not true.
Anyone heard about that before?
It is not true.
He's too busy. He's playing Morgan Freeman in a film.
Let's look at one more from Missouri this time. I love the smell of butthurt leftists in the morning.
Wow.
Yes.
I don't know what this story is, but I do hope that this person doesn't bring out a range of scented candles.
It's perfectly obvious that this is about the firing of James Comey, the director of the FBI, by Donald Trump.
Yes, so Comey has been fired apparently because of his handling of the inquiry into Hillary Clinton's emails, but right in the middle of the investigation into Trump's Russian connections. In the letter telling him that he'd been fired, Donald Trump said, "You are hereby terminated and removed from office, effective immediately." And he was the host of The Apprentice for years. He can't even remember his own catchphrase.
Well, it's inevitable that those two, they never really got on because they're very different people, aren't they? Because, I mean, Trump is a sort of mourning person, whereas Comey wanted to investigate Trump for illegally colluding with the Russian government. And those sorts of things collide, you know.
How is Trump going to deal with the problem that all his White House press briefings are being misreported?
He's either going to cancel them, or is he going to host them himself? He's going to say, ask me questions, I've got to be able to say yes or no. Don't ask me any questions where the answer could be...
People were speaking about the ridiculous coffee fad coming out of Australia, a latte served in a scooped-out avocado.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
There it is. Let's show you the final comment. Yuck, how many yuppie-duppy, mamby-pamby, fatty, lahiti, girly boy concoctions are we to suffer through before we drink real coffee? Thanks, Dave Bragg. What are they calling this thing?
An abomination?
Avatate.
Avo latte. You weren't far off. Would you order one of those?
These? No.
No.
Could you slow down the coffee line even more with someone going like, here you go. Here, you know, it's already takes forever to get a Starbucks in the morning. It's like, just wrap it up or something.
Especially if they have to write, what's your name, Steve? And they have to write Steve on the side. What's the problem with the Avo latte craze?
What's the problem with it?
Yeah.
I mean, other than the obvious.
Yeah.
It's not true?
It's not true, it's fake news. This story was featured in the Metro, it was featured in the Independent and Cosmopolitan magazine. But the original video was posted as a joke by a cafe in Melbourne. They were mocking a politician's claim that millennials can't afford to buy houses as they spend too much money on avocado on toast. Why do you think such a story could actually get traction? Why would people believe it?
I think because places like Los Angeles exist. As soon as that story came out, people were just getting avocado frappes in the morning. Like, it's like a colonic and a straw.
Well, there's been a bit of a twist in this tale recently. People have actually started to order the bloody things. According to the barista at the Truman Cafe, we weren't actually selling them, but then someone came in today and wanted one. I think it's ridiculous. It's literally coffee and a piece of rubbish. So, Desiree, you identified what the people were speaking about. You win the point. How easy is it to spread fake news? Earlier in the week, I asked the panel to try and spread some fake news about themselves on social media, or post a post-truth, with the promise of lots of clicks for whoever got the best response. For example, I tried to start a rumour on Twitter that I was going to be the new Doctor Who, which instantly led to this incredible reaction. They made Richard Iowadi one of the favourites.
Please take that picture away.
Let's get rid of that picture. Richard O.
Yes.
What was your post-truth?
It's very weird. I tweeted that because I thought it was believable. I tweeted we'd had exciting news that Kanye West was going to be on Pointless Celebrities.
Let's have a look at that tweet. He said, OK, I'm not supposed to say this till Saturday, but it's too much fun to keep to myself. Kanye West is booked on Pointless Celebrities.
And so it's interesting, but it was so believable. A few people said, oh, that's fake news, but so many people got really excited that after 10 minutes I had to delete it because I got so embarrassed at lying, which makes you think about these people who do post fake truth. What's in their soul? Because it was so awful. But the last week, the press office has literally been inundated with people from America asking for comment about Kanye coming on. We had Kanye's people got onto us and said, I don't know where you've got this from, but Kanye, I'm afraid, is unavailable. However, genuinely, they said P. Diddy would be available to do it.
That is true.
You can't not have P. Diddy, surely.
Diddy's always his...
Diddy's up for anything, isn't he?
Well,
I mean, you don't even need to ask him, he'll just come. Your job is keeping him away.
It got picked up by some very respectable music websites almost immediately, including, ironically, Fact magazine, which is now renamed Alternative Fact magazine. Things got out of hand. At some point, someone even started a petition. Prevent Kanye West from appearing on BBC Kids Show Pointless.
Oh, my God.
Actually, unfortunately, that is a fake. We did that ourselves. But you can't trust anything on this show. I think Kanye would be amazing on Pointless.
I think it'd be great. We've had Jedward, and if we can have Jedward, we can have Kanye, surely.
You're very much sort of the quizzers Jedward yourselves, if I might say so.
What do you mean by that?
I just mean if you sort of take away all of their natural sex appeal, then...
And we've got a great name, because you put names together and we're called Richard.
Catherine, what fakery did you attempt?
I tweeted that I had a fake butt, a BBL, Brazilian butt lift.
Let's have a look at that fantastic tweet. You said, it's true, I got a BBL by an unlicensed surgeon, but I'm making the best of it. Sorry to let you down. Refunds for cancelled shows this week. Tweet 2 was, I can barely move. It's like being 9 months pregnant again, but in the bum.
I mean, I think it got in some websites and papers and things.
Did it ever? Within hours, the Sun's website went with comedian Catherine Ryan reveals shocking pictures of botched bum lift as she's forced to cancel shows. It was also picked up by The Express, The Star, The List, Digital Spy, The Mirror, and, of course, bastion of true news, The Daily Mail.
I think a lot of celebrities have had this. And there are many themes. Richard.
I've actually had my anus lowered to the middle of my calves.
Who was your guy?
It was a back alley anal lowering.
Some sports stars got in touch via my DMs, though. Oh, yeah. You okay, hun? Wink emoji.
Which sports stars?
I'll tell you later.
Does it rhyme with Ravid Backham?
He's desperate for a big bum. But,
John, what did you go with?
I went on a similar angle to Catherine, a sort of body-shaming, sort of modern phenomenon. People went for it big. I told people I was going to wear odd socks.
The tweet was, I'm going to wear odd socks today. It feels like that's the way the world is going, and I might as well just get used to it. Socks it. Are you wearing odd socks this evening?
No, I mean, Jesus.
it got 3,000 likes. I think people are really on
know.
board with you loosening up.
It really is a telling tale of your comic voice when that is the most successful tweet I've ever twacked.
I think we can safely say, Catherine, you posted the best post-truth, so you get all the clicks. I'd like to see Diane Abbott call the bingo, wouldn't you? 6 and 1, 11 to 10.
12 to 12, yes.
Diane Abbott hasn't said anything about numbers this week, but she was asked to account for her support for the IRA in the 80s.
Yes.
What did she say?
She said she used to have a different haircut.
Yep.
What else did she need to say?
Yep. This is, she told Andrew Marr, I had a rather splendid afro at the time. I don't have the same hairstyle. I don't have the same views.
I feel she should have just said, I had a different haircut.
I think she was saying she's a different person. I mean, I don't want to speak for Diane Abbott, but she's a different person then than she is now. For example, 20 years ago, I looked like this.
That's quite hot, actually.
Wow.
Now you've got a jacket.
Yeah.
God, you're a band or something.
I thought that was the perfect headshot for a budding actor. Now I use it as my profile pic on Grindr.
That's my screensaver.
There's a lot of hair in between the eyebrows there.
We thought we'd look at some of your old hairstyles to see if your views had changed. Rod, have your views changed since you were a young William Hague? What's the guy behind you doing with his hands?
OK.
He was nice to me for 10 minutes.
Richard, here you are in the late 90s.
Sure, yeah.
Wow.
Have your views changed since you filmed The Matrix? And by the way, can I say, I don't think you're entering into the spirit. Have you seen the state of the rest of us in our pictures? You sent that one in.
I didn't send this in. All of my stuff is in storage or on fire.
You've got a remarkable mouth in that. Beautiful mouth you've got there.
Get a room. OK.
What happened to that mouth?
I don't know. I didn't look at
You
my...
could go back to that in a minute.
What's so bad
What's
about
wrong with
this?
that?
Hang on. What's happened? Everyone else gets to look back at their old photos and people say they look terrible. But I've gone the other way. I now look terrible. This is what's being said.
Finally, Steph and Dom, here you are on the happiest day of your life. That's your wedding day, in case... I just mentioned it in case it was a bit of a blur.
Like a pterodactyl.
Yes, Steph, do you still keep bees? So, at the end of all that, the original suggestion was that Labour don't know their own figures, which I think is fair enough, but then neither does anyone else. So I'm going to put it in the Shamifesto with that amendment. That's a point for Steph and Dom.
I would say I don't need to be able to spot a lie because I've got Boris Johnson's dad on my team. So, you know, we've got the world's expert, I would have thought. Imagine Boris as a teenager.
I do imagine Boris as a teenager. I remember it so tremendously well. It wasn't just Boris as a teenager. I had quite a few teenagers, as I recall. There was Boris, there was Rachel, there was Leo, there was Joe, there was...
The other one?
A couple other ones. Julia and Max. Yes, I've gone through a lot of...
What have the other ones done?
Well, I won't go into it now. It would take too long.
Have they taken us out of Europe?
I think that was an accident.
Oh, right. Well, that's good to know.
Do you mean, sir, that Boris was an accident or his taking the EU?
Now, Catherine...
Because I like to tell my daughter that she was a surprise.
What is going on here? Yes, Steph.
Right, Esmeralda, really cross mother. Esmeralda's child, Emily Mungbean, had a party and baby turned up in a cow suit and the mother was a vegan and got very upset and kicked the baby out.
It's the right answer, yes. A toddler was thrown out of a vegan's child's party for wearing a cow onesie, at least according to the Sun's website. We know where you get your news from, which ran the story back in April. This is, in fact, a totally made-up story from a spoof website called Southend News Network. The Sun might have smelt a rat when they first read the article. For a start, the name of the kid in the cow costume is listed as Tanya Hyde. And the vegan birthday boy's mother is Esmeralda Sawyer Beanton. Who apparently stood by her decision, saying, "You wouldn't take your child to a Muslim birthday party dressed as a side of gammon." Anyone else dress their kid up inappropriately?
Yeah. It was recently London Appreciation Day or something, and I don't know a lot of famous Londoners, and I forgot to dress my daughter, so I just packed her a bacon sandwich and told her she was Ed Miliband.
The internet has seen an inappropriately dressed kid. Here is a toddler Hannibal Lecter.
No way. Oh, God.
And I'm not sure the fin in this knitted shark costume is in the right place. So, well done. Steph, you got that right. You get the point.